The Walt Disney stock is dropping like a rock, down about $12 in the last few days. But what if we told you that they may have given away something investors would be shocked to know? And that is, Disney Plus could be a disaster, hidden only by Hulu and combining them together. It's in a report that Valiant Renegade and Jonas J. Campbell have interrogated, investigated, and will bring to you. It's time, folks, to expose the streaming house that Iger built.
$25 billion. $25 billion that they have in revenue, and they have $1.3 billion in operating income.
Exactly.
All right, folks, Valiant Renegade and Jonas J. Campbell got together to talk about something that is deep inside the Disney analysis provided to shareholders, investors, etc. They've broken it down in a brand new way, and something has, caught our attention. It turns out that Disney may have fallen flat on their face when it comes to their streaming platforms. We found out some special stuff. Now, folks, I'm not going to play the entire video, obviously. I want you to go check this out, though, on Valiant Renegade. Report. Disney's 2025 SEC filings finally reveal they lose money making movies. This is a big one. Let's dive into what they had to say, and then we'll comment on it. Here's Valiant Renegade and Jonas J. Campbell, who looked into this new report that Disney has given extra granularity to their investors on. And so good for Disney for doing it, and good for Jonas J. Campbell and Valiant Renegade on discovering what's inside. Here we go.
Here's where the annual report shows us things that we have never really seen before. Let's skip past linear networks again, because, just for an issue of time here, I want to get to the nitty gritty when we talk about theatrical. Okay. But I want to draw everybody's attention here. Things we've never seen before for linear programming and production costs. They're actually breaking out physical production. We get down to DTC. Jonas, this is part one.
Yeah.
Revenues and direct to consumer, $20 billion. Advertising, $3.6 billion. Big number. Big number.
That is actually that advertising number is shockingly low.
Yes, and I tell you what, Jonas, I'll give you one guess, because you don't take more than one guess to figure this one out, dude. Where do you think the overwhelming majority, if nay, damn near all of that number comes from? Hulu or Disney Plus?
It is 100% Hulu.
Yeah,
sorry. I mean, there is a negligible amount that might come from Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But Disney Plus doesn't have any content for which to run ads off of. This is why it's so important that, Grey's Anatomy, Golden Girls, the things that people actually watch, and they sit down and they watch 5-6 seasons of it, that's the stuff that's making money. No wonder this streamer is in such bad shape. That's subscription fees, and I bet those subscription fees specifically are being attributed there from the linear deals. $25 billion. $25 billion that they have in revenue, and they have $1.3 billion in operating income.
Exactly.
All right, let's hold there, folks. Let's hold there. Let's go back to our panel. Guys, what we're finding out from this Disney report, and this is basically being covered nowhere outside of Valiant Renegade. We're here to shed more light up. We're here to signal boost it. It turns out, guys, the reason that Hulu is still alive in some way, it's basically just a brand name now. They are using that, it seems, to hide the fact that Disney Plus is a total failure. So Disney Plus may have some subscribers, fine enough, right? Kids are watching Bluey. But in terms of ad revenue, what we've discovered is an ad revenue reveals like where people actually are, what they're actually watching. They embedded Hulu into Disney Plus because they're trying to hide the fact that Hulu is where all of the ad revenue is. Almost none of the ad revenue is coming from Disney Plus. All the viewership is on Hulu. They revealed that it's, they told us, they bragged about how well Lilo and Stitch did on Disney Plus. It was like 1/5 of an average Netflix, trending movie or show. Guys, what do you think about the idea that Hulu is way bigger than Disney Plus, and they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit that their flagship streaming platform has essentially fallen flat. I mean,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Wolverine. What do you think, guys?
Rachel Zegler told me that Snow White was #1 on streaming. What happened?
It was, Ron, it was, and that's the problem of it. If Snow White can reach #1, you got a problem, Disney, because it would have hit the top 10 on Netflix. That's one of the problems. And they're using Hulu. And they spent, gosh, what, $12-15 billion just to get the last third of Hulu?
I don't pretend to be the financial analyst that either Jonas or Valiant or you are. But go back to that last frame of that you just showed with that chart.
Absolutely.
Now it says here they had revenue from advertising of 3,684, but it says selling, general, etc. 4. So they spent more to sell those ads than they made.
Maybe.
Is that what that means?
Lauren, put on your financial glasses for a minute and tell us, what do you think? What do you see here?
4658 is a bigger number than 3684.
Lauren, what do you see here?
I'm struggling to kind of catch up with it a little bit because I didn't see the video earlier, so I'm just watching it live with you guys. And not typically one who reads financial reports. What is the significance of the line items that are in parentheses?
It means that they're losses, that they're expenditures.
They're a decrease. So when you look at advertising actually dropped. Advertising actually dropped from 2024 to 2025. Now, Disney's bragging and telling people that their subscriber numbers increased. Thank you for bringing this up. The reason that we have now serious criticism of this subscriber number is because the subscriber number seems to be completely driven from Charter and Comcast free subscriptions. That was a part of a deal that Disney made with those cable providers. Everybody gets a free Disney Plus account. So it makes the subscriber account look bigger. But if you look at advertising, if advertising dropped by 1%, listen, inflation is here. And Disney's saying, well, it's because we don't have political ads. If more people are subscribed and watching your content, advertising had to go up. It just had to, because you should have been playing more ads and inflation. And yet it dropped 1%. That means the engagement, I believe. Engagement's not there.
They're selling the ads, but nobody's watching.
There's a certain irony to that too, because I have noticed that to navigate to Hulu, you have to go through Disney Plus, at least the way I have it, right? So ad revenue, I have to watch things for my channel and stuff. I have to have it, so I watch it. Go to Hulu, and an advertisement pops up, and it's for Universe. It's for Epic Universe, and I'm like, so I don't know if they're making money or losing money, but they're advertising for Epic Universe on Disney Plus, and it's kind of funny. I'm just annoyed.
Well, that's really a mark of faith from Universal that they think it's worth it to advertise over there.
Yeah, well, it's on Hulu. That's where the any revenue is coming from. And it's pretty funny to click onto Disney Plus though and see that the majority of the content is Hulu, like across your splash page, and you get no murders in the building, which I have no desire to watch, and whatever the heck else is on there. It's just sort of ridiculous. I think, aren't the Kardashians on there or something? I mean, it's really bizarre because when it's supposed to be Disney. The whole idea of it when it first opened up was Disney Plus was going to be. Remember the vault, right? That was the big thing that they used to have. All the movies that you could rent are going to go into the vault, and now the vault is going to open, and that's going to become Disney Plus, the streaming service where you can see everything that you've ever wanted to see from Disney. Of course, you can't see Song of the South, but yeah, it's it's the value proposition for Disney Plus actually paying for that subscription isn't there.
Well, here's the thing we need to know, guys. Here's the thing. It looks to me like they've given up on Disney. They actually bought Hulu and the Fox stuff. They're buying stuff like the Golden Girls. They're buying stuff, I mean, King of the Hill. And good, I like King of the Hill. I like Golden Girls, right? But Are those supposed to be bigger than Disney brands? They got Marvel, they got Star Wars. They got all the princesses. And it looks like that if we break this down into the ad revenues, it looks to me like all of this is coming from Hulu. Let's play just a little bit more, and then we'll discuss this. But streaming is a disaster that the mainstream is not talking about. Investors need to know this sort of thing. Here's just a little bit more.
That is not a sustainable business model.
5%.
That is so dangerous. That is so dangerous. I would run. I would get out of this business. I would sell this content to other industries for more than $4 billion a quarter. That is an unacceptable margin on DTC.
You're right, and let me show everybody out there why we're saying, or why you're saying correctly.
I mean, they're selling in general administration is more than they're making in advertising.
There you go. That's what I just said.
Right. So spending more on the overhead, essentially, right?
Which has been the story of Disney Plus since it began. The cost of the infrastructure, the cost of setting it all up versus let Netflix run the movies and take a cut.
So how is it, Lou, that we're looking on the screen, Disney, right? The brand, the icon, this is they've strapped Hulu into it to try to make it, to make it float, to make Disney is this behemoth of a brand. It's the biggest collection of IPs in the world. It's the best and brightest IPs you can find. And, American folklore, American myth is embedded into Disney. And yet they're turning to Hulu to save them. And they couldn't survive without Hulu.
And they're doing it with shows that cost them not much because they're all so amortized by now. Their first run, their syndication is all over. They're years old. The residuals are nothing. It's great for the people who produce those shows to have this after market that somebody's willing to pay for. But
let me do it this way. Lauren, you've been a little passive. I'm gonna change that on you. You ready? Lauren, this is largely because of what Disney has done to beloved brands like Star Wars. What they've done to things like Indiana Jones, things that you have loved, that you would love to have not mature not mature in the way of like adult content, but mature in terms of maturely crafted, genuinely cared for content from these IPs. And you get none of it. None of it.
Yes, I'm waiting for the question.
This is where we've come to, Lauren. They destroyed their brand so badly that now they've had to go to third parties and just absorb Hulu at great cost and then pretend that it's all Disney's gain.
One of the things that I've had questions about, because I have not ever been a subscriber to Hulu, but from what I understand, those people who are subscribers to Hulu seem to be pretty loyal to it. They like the content that's produced there. Since Disney has acquired Hulu and put it as basically a sub-brand under their umbrella, have they done any meddling with the content there like they've done elsewhere, or are they just kind of letting it run like it did before?
Well, that's a great question. So I think that Disney, we're in two different stages here with Disney that we need to talk about. So first of all, Disney has just dropped DEI.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, sort of.
Okay.
They've rebranded.
So let's say that they're tuckered out on putting those little title cards before the stuff that says, "Hey, all this stuff that you love that made us, that's associated with our brand, that this is who we are. It sucks, and it came from a hateful place, and the people who made it, they're just terrible." Like, those title cards have gone away. So I'm encouraged, Lauren, to think that Disney really wants to just let anything that's working or that people enjoy, they probably want to not touch that right now and just let it be. Fair enough.
No, I disagree. Wants to? No, I think being forced to for the time being.
Yes, I'll grant you that one. You've got me there.
I think they want to meddle in absolutely everything they can, and I don't think that they are ready to let go of this. And I think they're still going to do it and trying to do it, just trying to be more stealthy about it. But look, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, but I think it's sort of relevant to what we're talking about.
I brought up Star Wars and Indy. It always gets this man. Go, Lauren, go.
No, actually not going there. This week I went to see the remake of The Running Man, and I got really excited because I thought, finally, maybe we're going to have a fun action movie. I kind of like the trailers, and boy, did this movie make me mad. It really, really made me mad.
Why
And
did it make you mad, Lauren? Why did Running Man make you mad?
well, I don't necessarily want to spoil things for the audience.
Social commentary.
But yeah, it was at first for about the first 2/3 of the movie. It was okay, and then it went full mask off and revealed exactly what the creators of this movie think of a certain segment of the population.
Lauren, you'll be happy to know that you were a significant part of the box office with whatever ticket you bought. Running Man. They've run, Lauren, it's all of Hollywood. They've run Disney into the ground. They've run the other entertainment companies into the ground. I mean, it's terrible.
May I, on the subject of that movie, can I please read you just a teeny little bit of what the wonderful John Nolte said about it?
Yeah, we love John Nolte. What's Nolte?
All right, he has a discussion between Woke-Tard Studio Exec 1, who says, hey, what do you say we strip all the iconic larger-than-life actors from the original along with the sex appeal and see what happens? Woke-Tard Executive number 2, better yet, let's have star Glenn Powell run around shirtless and even nude to please gay guys and women. Woke-Tard Exec 1, yes, let's please ourselves instead of the audience this movie's made for. Woke-Tard Executive 2, I love pleasing myself. In fact, I just finished a few minutes ago. Wait, Woke-Tard Studio Exec 1, studio executives like us were once required to please the audience instead of ourselves. Woke-Tard Executive 2, Kathleen Kennedy will always be remembered as the Rosa Parks of people like us.
Beautiful.
Here's the point I was trying to make, though.
What are you trying to make here, Lauren? Running Man.
There is a way to write your opinion subtly in a way that's acceptable to the audience. And then there's the ham-fisted, slap you in the face with a pie, actually make me angry about the fact that I paid you money to insult me kind of a way to do it. And that's what The Running Man did. They're still not getting the message, despite the fact that I read today that this is the worst box office, I think, since, did they say 81? I think it was.
1981, Lauren, and it's actually worse than that. They only used that, and I read the article, we're going to cover it tomorrow. They only used inflation. The problem is that movie ticket prices have actually risen above the inflationary rate.
Yeah, and so the point is that they are still going through the charge. And it's like, I have been skeptical of going to the theater for anything for months. Finally, it's like, I love the original Running Man. I love that movie, and I really wanted to like this one. I knew there was going to be some commentary in it, but I thought that there was a potential that maybe they're finally getting the message and it will at least try to make it entertaining. They didn't do that. And now I'm madder than I was before. And so
even less likely to take a chance again.
What about
Precisely.
The Acolyte, Lauren? Same kind of feeling when you watch The Acolyte? Did you come away from that and say, darn it, why do they hate the stuff that I'm willing to pay them for if they would just make it good again?
No, I understand what's going on there with Lucasfilm. It's they are absolutely full of ideologues. It's ultimately Hollywood is a business, though. And the part that just continues to leave me aghast is that what are the bean counters doing? Somebody has got to be trying to rein these people in, because this is a bloodbath. And I feel like it's worse than even what we're reporting and what people are saying. Just now it feels like, if you've ever seen like groundhogs popping their heads up out of their holes and looking around, that's what it feels like is happening right now, is finally some people are popping their heads up and saying, we might have a problem. It's like, no, nothing is going on in Hollywood right now. And
Lord,
they've got to be in full-blown panic.
let me tie that in now with the broader story we're talking about, this broader conversation, because it actually perfectly encapsulates it. So we're talking about Disney and Hulu. We're talking about the fact that Disney, according to these, this report and what Valiant and Jonas have found, Basically, they've strapped Disney to Hulu, and they're trying to make things succeed and not tell you, oh, wait, all the successes come from Hulu. What is Hulu? Hulu is a repository of older stuff like classic television to a large degree. Where are people going today? They're going to music from 40, 50, 30 years ago. They're going to TV shows from 20 to 30 years ago. The stuff that Hollywood is putting out, Disney's the biggest player in Hollywood, but it's Hollywood broadly. The stuff they're putting out for streaming has failed. The stuff they're putting out for the box office has failed. And the only real winners right now in entertainment are the social media places like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Netflix. Netflix has managed to rise above it to whatever degree. But Disney and the legacy entertainment companies have failed on the silver screen and on your screen. And they're trying to hide it. We found them out. Panel, final thoughts.
At least 80 to 90% of all that stuff on Hulu that people do watch was never Disney in the first place.
That's right.
So there you go. They couldn't even make stuff that sold back when that stuff sold.
I think Valiant honestly does have the most brilliant idea in the rebranding department, and that is literally change the name to Who Dis. And people might tune in. People might tune in.
Disney, Who Dis? And you know what? Investors might be soon asking, Who Dis too?
Floral, it's time for you to walk the plank.
What? Why?
Because you haven't subscribed to WDW Pro yet. Nor bookmark thatparkplace.com on your web browser to get great articles from great contributors.
What?